So I've created a lot of videos on insulin and blood sugars and diabetes, but there's another hormone that works with insulin that I haven't talked about very often, so I wanted to cover it and make it really simple. It's called glucagon. It sounds like glucose, but it's not glucose. It's a hormone that opposes insulin, so it kind of works in opposite to insulin. So let's just take a look at what glucagon does in relationship to ketosis. Ketosis is the state of fat burning. Glucagon turns the switch on for ketosis. Insulin turns it off, so insulin blocks ketosis. Glucagon releases stored sugar. Stored sugar is called glycogen, okay, in your liver and your muscles. So glucagon will release this into glucose as fuel. Insulin will store glucose as glycogen and as fat, whereas glucagon will release the stored sugar, glycogen, into glucose, and it'll turn the fat into ketones, okay? So it's just the opposite function. So insulin lowers the sugar in the blood. Glucagon will raise it. Where does it get the sugar from? Right here, the stored sugar and the fat. So it's a counter hormone to insulin. So let's say, for example, you have too much insulin and it shoves your blood sugar way down and you get hypoglycemia. Okay, you get the shakes and you're craving everything. Well, normally glucagon is supposed to kick in there and counter that. It's kind of like a counter-regulating hormone that keeps the blood sugars where it needs to be. Realize that glucagon is one of the fat-burning hormones as well. Now, if we take a look at insulin, insulin is the dominating hormone. In other words, in the presence of insulin, glucagon will be lowered. Insulin knocks you out of ketosis. Glucagon puts you into ketosis. Insulin is triggered by carbohydrates, protein, okay, and eating. Right here, protein. Now you're probably thinking, wow, protein's going to knock me out of ketosis? Well, look at over here. Glucagon also is triggered by protein. So protein will trigger both hormones. So that will counter the negative effect of insulin, FYI. So you don't have to worry about protein knocking you out of ketosis unless you consume a lot of it. Vigorous exercise will trigger glucagon. Adrenaline will trigger glucagon. What triggers adrenaline? Vigorous exercise. Stress will do it too. This is one of the reasons why people will lose weight during stress, but chronic stress, they gain weight because of the cortisol. When you experience stress, acute stress, you have more adrenaline. Chronic stress, you're going to have more cortisol issues. Now, there's a thing called GIP. This is a hormone that's triggered by eating. So look over here. Every time you eat, insulin is triggered. Every time you eat, glucagon is triggered as well. Again, we have the situation where eating will trigger insulin, but also glucagon. When you're eating protein, you'll stimulate both hormones. Now, when you're fasting, you will trigger glucagon, and when you're eating, you'll trigger insulin. What will inhibit glucagon? High sugar in the diet and insulin. I hope you got that, but that's the simplicity of what glucagon is.
Hey, we're back.
With another amazing recipe.
No grains, no sugar, totally keto. There's no suffering in keto.
Absolutely not, Karen.
And it's an immune system builder.
Absolutely. You have to check this out.
I think you should hurry up, watch the recipe, and make it yourself. It's just so easy to be keto.
But is it simple?
It's super simple. We hope you enjoy making it as much as we are enjoying eating it.